Hello, dear students, and welcome to Class 8th Geography. Today I am going to start Chapter 4, that is Mineral and Power Resources. Okay, so today I am going to provide you the first part of this chapter. The chapter name is Minerals and Power Resources. So, students, let's recall with the previous class. In previous class, we have learned about rocks. Do you remember what are rocks? Let's recall it once again. So, rocks are naturally formed large masses that are composed of grains of one or more minerals. That only we have learned in class 7th about rocks, that rocks are basically the naturally formed large masses. Okay, so they are composed of minerals. We have learned about, as you can see, these rocks are made up of one mineral also, and some of the rocks are there that are made up of many minerals that are composed of one, or we can say that more minerals. Okay, so we have learned about types of rocks also. You might be remembering this also, like we have learned about three types of rocks. The first one is igneous, the second is sedimentary, and the third is metamorphic. So as I have told you that some of the rocks are made up of only one mineral. Okay, so those rocks are known as monomineralic rocks. Okay, next if we will say, as you can see the example of monomineralic rock, that is quartzite. Quartzite is a rock that contains only quartz mineral. Okay, now there are some rocks that are made up of many minerals or that contains one or more minerals. Take an example of granite rock. If we will talk about granite, the granite is a rock that is composed of many mineral grains. Like granite is composed of mica, feldspar, and many other. Okay, so basically there are rocks and that rock is composed of minerals. In some rocks there are only one mineral, and in some rocks there are many minerals. So I want to tell you one thing. In this chapter, we will learn about what are minerals, okay, types of minerals, where do we find them, and many, or we can say various other topics. So let's start with the minerals only. Everything that we used in our daily life is made up of minerals, whether it is pencil, the things that we use in our household chores, cosmetics, and even the toothbrush that you use in the morning and the toothpaste that we used to do every morning, that also contain various minerals in it. Not only this much, the vehicles like car, bicycle, train, aeroplane, etc. are made up of minerals only. Mineral is also available in our food. The food that we eat, that is also composed of lots of minerals like zinc, iron, phosphor. All those minerals are exist in our foods also. So we can say that mineral plays an important role in our life, and it is an important natural resource. So now the question arises, what are minerals? Okay, so these minerals we have learned previously also, but let's see. Minerals are naturally occurring substances. These substances occur naturally on the surface of the earth. There is no interference of human in the manufacturing or in the forming of natural minerals. Okay, these minerals are found on earth's surface or under the surface also. So basically there are some minerals that are available on the surface of the earth only, and there are some that are available under the deep under the surface of the earth. These minerals have definite chemical composition. If we will talk about chemical composition, so they are having definite chemical compositions. Their characteristics are different minerals have their different characteristics. Like we as a human, okay, so we as a human, we possess different characteristics. Our physical appearance is different, like our personality, our height, our face color, all these things are different. So like this also happens in the case of mineral also. Minerals physical composition, your physical property is also different. Like as you can see in the picture, there are many minerals there, so their physical appearance is different. They are of various colors, various size, their shape is different. Okay, so basically they have different physical properties also, and they have different chemical composition also. Okay, so they're like, we can say that some can react with oxygen properly, some can available in solid state, some can available in liquid state, some can be changed to fine sheets, some cannot, some are ductile, some are shiny. Okay, so these are the chemical properties of those minerals. So basically, if someone asks you what are mineral, so mineral is a naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition and physical properties. Okay, so these are only minerals. Minerals can be of various types. Now let's have a look. I'm providing you an example of granite is a rock. Okay, granite is a variety of rock. You might have seen granite is a rock that are used for foiling, or we can say that for covering the or making the slabs of the kitchen also, for flooring also granite is used. Now as you can see, granite is composed of many minerals like feldspar. As you can see, this is quartz. Granite composed of mica, and granite also contain amphibole. So these are the minerals that consist or that formed a rock named granite. Granite is a rock that contains various minerals. Okay. Now take an example of limestone also. This is limestone. Limestone is basically a rock. Okay. From that only we get the mineral known as limestone, from which we used to make chalks and various other things. Now, as we are knowing what are ores. Now students, ore, rock and mineral. Ore is basically, as we have learned about, that from where we get the minerals. Okay, so rock from which one or more minerals are extracted are called ores. Okay, ores means ore is a rock that contains a one type of mineral in large amount. Okay, a naturally occurring solid material from which a metal or valuable mineral can be profitably extracted. That means a piece of rock that contains one mineral in a large quantity, from that ore only we extract that mineral or that metal from that ore, that is only known as ore. Okay, or we can say rock is very big, so the part where a particular type of mineral is available, that is only known as ore, and every metal or mineral is extracted from its ore only. As you can see, iron. Okay, so the ore of iron is hematite. Hematite is a ore that contains iron in large percentage. So hematite is ore and iron is its mineral, from which iron is extracted. Now if we will talk about malachite, so malachite is an ore of copper that contains copper in a very high percentage, from which copper is extracted. Now there are some more. Cinnabar. Cinnabar is an ore of mercury that contains mercury in high percentage, from which mercury is extracted. Okay. Now, if we will talk about quartz, so quartz is also an ore that contains silicon in large amount. So, silicon, we can extract silicon from quartz stone. So, quartz is the ore and silicon is the mineral that we get from that ore. If we will talk about limestone, limestone is a mineral that we get from it is also known as rock mineral. Okay, it is not metal, it is not non-metal, it is basically a rock mineral. And limestone, it contains calcium in a large amount, in a good percentage calcium is there. So basically these are the examples of ore and their minerals. Okay, now we are going to learn about types of mineral resources. Types of mineral resources, that means every mineral is different. Okay, now on the basis of their composition, the elements that are present in that particular minerals are classified into basically two types. Okay, so minerals are basically classified into metallic and non-metallic minerals. If we will talk about metallic, so it is clear by the name that the mineral that contains the property of metal. Okay, The minerals that contain metallic properties are known as metallic minerals. Clear? They occur in rare, naturally formed concentrated known as mineral deposits. Now, basically, these metallic minerals are available in mining areas or the places where mineral deposits are there. Now, the example of metallic minerals: iron, bauxite, nickel, copper, zinc, lead, and gold. These are some of the examples of metallic minerals. I am repeating once again: iron ore, bauxite, nickel, copper, zinc, lead, and gold. Okay, so as you can see, copper that we use in the electricity wires, gold, all of you are knowing why gold is used for for making the jewelries. Iron is also an important part of our life. So these are the minerals that we used in our daily life. If we will talk about what are the metallic characteristics, I hope all of you are remembering that what are all of you are knowing the characteristics of metals and non-metals. Metals are very ductile in nature. Okay, they used to shine, they make a sonorous sound. Okay, they can be changed into finer sheets, into small thin wires. So these are the properties of metals. Now, if we will talk about the next one, that is non-metallic minerals. Non-metallic minerals, that means that do not contain any metal content in that do not contain metal is non-metallic. Metallic mineral that contains metal, non-metallic mineral that do not contain metal. Just learn some of the examples of metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals also. Like if we will talk about the non-metallic minerals, so it include graphite, gypsum, talc, limestone, mica. There are various gemstones that are also considered as non-metallic minerals. Okay, so basically if we will talk about the metallic minerals, so metallic minerals are usually available in igneous and metamorphic rocks. Remember this thing, that metallic minerals are available in large amount in igneous and metamorphic rocks, and non-metallic minerals are usually available in the sedimentary rocks. Non-metallic minerals also composed of mineral fuels. As we have learned about mineral fuels, that means the coal, oil, and natural gas, the minerals that are used as energy resources, that are only known as, that are also non-mineral, non-metallic minerals, like coal, oil, and natural gases. Okay, so these are often referred as mineral fuels because they are used as fuels. Now, come to the partition of metallic minerals also. Metallic minerals are composed of two types. The first is ferrous and the other is non-ferrous. So if we will talk about ferrous and non-ferrous, so ferrous, the word ferrous means iron. Okay, this word is used for iron, and ferrous metallic mineral means the metallic mineral that consists of iron, that is ferrous, and that do not contain iron, that is non-ferrous. As you can see, ferrous, that means that contain iron, for example iron ore and chromites, and non-ferrous means that do not contain iron, that means gold and silver. Gold and silver do not contain iron, so that will be non-ferrous. Okay, so if we will talk about the types of minerals, so that is metallic and non-metallic. If we will talk about types of metallic minerals, so that is ferrous and non-ferrous. Okay students, now the question arises about the distribution, or how are these mineral resources distributed. So as we can say that minerals are basically found in areas where rock formations take place. Okay, minerals are not available in our where our houses are built. Minerals are basically available where there is rocks or rock formations take place. Some minerals are found in areas which are not easily accessible, like minerals are also available in Arctic Ocean beds, near the Arctic Ocean also, near Antarctica also. Minerals are available in the mountainous regions also. Many minerals are available under the oceans also. Okay, so And we are also knowing that the topography of earth is uneven. The surface of earth is also uneven. There are mountains somewheres, there are plains somewheres, there are plateaus, valleys, rivers. So these minerals are not necessary that are available everywhere. Okay. So, and we also know that the climate and temperature condition also varies throughout the earth's surface. Minerals are naturally occurring, okay, and they formed without human interference. So how to identify the minerals, okay, how to get these minerals as a resource? So that only we are going to learn about the mining process. Okay, so for extracting the minerals from the surface of the earth is only known as the mining process. So if, as you can see, this is a mining site, okay, that is composed of, I think it is a coal mining site. Okay, so this is the place where mining of coal take place, where people used to extract coal from the surface of the earth. So if someone asks you what is mining, your answer will be mining is the process of extraction of minerals. Extraction means to take out the minerals from the surface of the earth. So mining is the process of extraction of minerals from the surface of the earth. Okay, so basically the extraction of minerals from the surface of the earth is called mining. Now, one more thing, mining has helped many industries and encouraged several activities that use minerals and power resources. As the development is taking place in the field of mining, it provides a very much help to the industries and the power resources that needs these minerals in large quantities. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. Now, if we will talk about these minerals, so it is not necessary that minerals are available on just the surface of the earth. Okay, so basically, on the, we can say that depending upon where and how a deposit is located, where the particular mineral resource is available, or the deposit of that mineral resource is available. Okay, so it is cheaper to mine a substance when it is on the earth's surface or close to it. There are some times when the minerals are available just below the surface of the earth. That means they are very near, they can be available by digging the earth little bit only. Okay, so there are some minerals, or there are some mineral deposits where minerals are located just below the surface of the earth, or we can say that just on the surface of the earth. So that mining is cheaper because they have to only dig out little bit of earth. Now if we will talk about some other types of minerals, so there are many minerals that are found deep inside the earth. That means for that they have to search, or they have to dig out the earth deep to search out those minerals. Some minerals and there are some minerals that are available under the sea, oceans, rivers and lakes. Okay, so basically we can say that minerals can be available on the earth's surface or just below the earth's surface. Minerals can be available deep inside the earth's surface, or minerals can be available in the water bodies also, or the surface of the water under the surface of the water bodies also. Okay, so when it is minerals are available on or just below the surface of the earth, so the mining is very cheaper in that case. Now if we will talk about one more thing, mineral can be available means a large amount of mineral can be available at a large area, or sometimes it happens that small amount of mineral is extracted, okay, to some areas. So in that case we can say that minerals may occur as a compact mass, or might be scattered widely at a place, or it can, all the minerals can be found at one place only. So therefore we have different processes of or different methods to extract the minerals from the earth's surface. That means there are various mining methods also for extracting the minerals from the surface of the earth, according to the availability of a mineral at a particular place. I hope it is clear to you all. So let's look upon the types of mining. The first type of mining that I am going to explain you is open cast mining. Now students, if we will talk about the open cast mining, so it is clear by the word only. Open cast mining is the surface mining. That means when the large quantity of mineral is available on the or just below the surface of the earth. As you can see in the picture, open cast mining, this is a site of open cast only. As you can see that mineral is available on large area and it is available not much. There's no need to dig out the earth very much. Okay, so this is open cast mining. In open as you can see, open cast mining is practiced when the mineral is close to the surface of the earth. We can say that this type of mining can be practiced when the mineral is available on the surface or just below the surface of the earth. So basically this type of mining is used for coal and iron minerals. It involves the process of scooping and stripping off. Scooping means to make a hole. Suppose that large rocks are available, okay? So we have to make the holes. We have to extract the rock from that. We have to extract a small piece of rock from that large rock, okay? So that is scooping. As we used to do the scooping of ice creams now. So that is scooping of minerals. Minerals are also extracted from the and stripping off and just make it, or we can say that say alag karna. Okay, huge excavators and power shovels are used for this. Huge excavators, as you can see that how these are excavators and power shovels with the help of which the minerals are being extracting out. Okay, so these are the machines that are used for the open cast mining. Whenever the question arises what are open cast, what is open cast mining, so your answer will be open cast mining is practiced on the places when the mineral is available close to the surface of the earth. Though basically two processes take place, the scooping and stripping of the minerals, and we can say that huge excavators and power shovels are used for this. Okay, now the next type of mining is placer mining. So students, placer mining is very old method of mining and it is basically used to extract the minerals of the places where there is alluvium deposits. That means where there is alluvial areas, where there are fertile areas and where the water is available. Okay, so basically this method is used when the mineral is to be extracted from the grains, from the gravels. Okay, grains you are able to understand now. Like from sand we have to separate the mineral. Okay, so this method is basically used for the extraction of gold. Small grains of gold we can extract with the method of placer mining where there is alluvium deposits are there. This is old method. Okay, so this method is used. In this method basically water is used to excavate, that means to get the mineral, to transport and to concentrate the mineral also. Okay, as you can see in this picture that how water is being, strong stream of water is being flown and with this only the grains of minerals will be extracted, usko extract kar lenge. Okay, now the third type of mining is shaft mining. Okay, shaft mining is also known as underground mining. When the mineral is available deep under the earth surface, then this type of mining is practiced. Now if we will talk about shaft mining, so what is the meaning of shaft? Shaft means tunnels. As you can see in this picture I am showing you, wait, as you can see in this picture these are the tunnels. Okay, so these are the tunnels, this is elevator, that means lift, or we can say that there are sometimes there are stairs also. Okay, so this is the deposit and here also some deposits are there, here also deposits are there. So where there is large amount of deposits are there, so these type of shafts are being made by the miners to get those up to those deposits. Okay, so like this they used to come inside, they make a whole tunnel, they make a pathway here, they make tunnels to get the minerals. As you can, coal mines you have seen. Okay, as you can see here mines are there, and they have how they have made the tunnels, how they have made the stairs to go into these tunnels. So miners used to work in these tunnels with the help of oxygen and with the help of lights. So this is the shaft mining or the underground mining. This mining is practiced when the mineral is found deep under the earth surface. Okay, so there are many coal mining sites also where mineral or coal is available deep inside the earth, like we talk about the diamonds, so that can also be available in these mining sites. Okay, I hope it is clear to you all. Now if we will talk about the next, that is drilling. All of you are able to understand what is the meaning of drilling. Drilling means to make a hole. Okay, so me to make a hole, drill karna. So drilling means there are machines that used to drill the surface of the earth. Okay, so basically drilling is used for extracting. This is also underground mining when the mineral is available deep inside the earth's surface, and drilling is basically used for the extraction of oil or natural gases from the surface of the earth. It is basically used for the extraction of petrol, for the extraction of oil from the surface of the earth. Drilling is also used for the extraction of minerals from the ocean and the sea. As you can see, this is a drilling machine. This part is used to drill the earth's surface. Okay, now as you can see here, like this only, in a large oceans, drilling setup is formed for extracting the oil from deep inside the ocean. As you can see that how this setup is formed. Look, this is how a deep tunnel is there, and you can see here is the oil reservoirs. Okay, so basically this is used for the purpose for extracting the oil from deep inside the earth's surface. Okay, I hope it is also clear to you. The drilling is used for the purpose of underground mining also. It is basically used to drill out, okay, to extract the natural gases or oil from the surface of the earth. So students, I hope this much is clear to you all. And up to this I have explained you. In the next part I will explain you about metallic minerals. Okay, we will learn about some of the metallic, some of the non-metallic minerals, and after that we will learn about the energy and power resources. Okay, this chapter is a little bit long but easier one. Okay, there's nothing so much difficult in this chapter. We will learn rest of the things in the second part of this chapter. I hope whatever I have explained you is clear to you all. In case you are not able to understand, you can ask me through comment boxes. So thank you students. Just go through the videos, read your book, and just watch the video. Thank you.